Come, let us savor tantric chanting and effortless meditation. Let us begin with a top-of-the-head oriented energy work, also known as Bindu Mahamudra or Anu Yoga in Sanskrit, Tikle or Lama Khyeno in Tibetan, and Bliss and Letting Go completion stage or calling the Lama from afar in English. No, Virginia, it is not our job to believe or visualize or emote. All we need to do is silently chant the following 6 syllables. Lama come to pay crown. That's it. Lama come to pay crown. Lama come to pay crown. Lama come to pay crown. We now shift gears to our first of 4 practices this early morning, of mindfulness and meditation, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, also known as slicing through the obscurations to our Buddha nature. It's simple. As we feel our air enter our nostrils, silently and mentally we can recite the verb watch, as we automatically access the middle bit of our spinal cord known as the sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to help us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly mind's antics of perception, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including the full spectrum of human emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. From the external to the internal, from the physical to the mental, from the pleasurable to the painful, to the interesting to the boring, from the glorious to the grotesque. But what are we to do with that which we notice? Every time we feel air exit our nostrils, we could silently and mentally recite the verb rest, as we automatically access the bottom bit and the top bit of that same spinal cord known as our parasympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to help us to physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, and even less defining. At least momentarily, until our next in-breath occurs and the whole process begins anew. There are boneheads who will tell you to actively focus and actively analyze. Doing so will do an excellent job of so exhausting the front of our brain that we inadvertently begin presenting with symptoms of depression, no less triggering our amygdala, the seat of both anxiety and aggression. However, when we passively cooperate with our autonomic nervous system in the manner I just described, watching and resting in harmony with our breathing and our sitting, not only do we wind up calming our amygdala, but we wind up gently stimulating our anterior cingulate gyrus, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy. Perhaps that is why the late Tulku Thondup insisted that the highest love is the spontaneous and uncontrived byproduct of mindfulness and meditation. For the next several minutes, let us sit and breathe and watch and rest. Don't worry, you're not alone. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist, philosophy, or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Yes, if you're watching on the Tube app, the formerly horizontal scrolling marquee is now vertical, descending, and on the right as a tongue-in-cheek homage to the Wachowski siblings, Wachowski sisters. I apologize if I mispronounce. Let's dive right in. Additionally, you could find it helpful if you rested the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up in our lap. Many people find it helpful to count 16 inhalations on the creases and tips of our four right fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Many people find it helpful, in addition to counting individual inhalations on our right hand, to count sets of 16 on our left hand. First set of 16 inhalations, second set of 16 inhalations, third set of 16 inhalations, fourth set of 16 inhalations, and so forth and so on. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So I'm going to hit copy. And make a quick edit, hopefully an intelligent one. That is yet to be seen. Okay. Going to hit paste. Okay, going over here and hitting delete. And going over here. So I'm going to hit delete. Sutra Mahamudra, or Ati Yoga in Sanskrit. Teak. Oopsie, wrong one. Trek. Cho. In Tibetan. And see, awareness and letting go. Rate completion stage. Or slicing through obscuring emotions in English. So I'm going to make this much smaller. Let's make that 8. And then let's see if this somehow fits on the page. Almost. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. Hit copy and save and move the fuck on. How's that sound, kids? Whew. We now come to the second bit, the second set of chanting this morning. We'll be chanting a view of reality that supports letting go, the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, also known as leaping over pride. If you wish to chant along with me using the on-screen text, you're welcome to join me on the Clock app. No, you're welcome to join me on the Tube app. I misspoke. Here we go. rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief. We could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. Okay, so let us begin by dragging the circumstantial into the path of the wisdom of letting go. All circumstances or lots appearing in void could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. The 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is, all lots melt into form. Let us bring the physical into the path of the wisdom of letting go. All bodies or forms sensual, yet void could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. The 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is, all forms melt into speech. Let us pull or drag our experience of the interpersonal into the path of the wisdom of letting go. All interpersonal communication or speech resounding yet void could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. The 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is, all speech melts into mind. Now let us drag our experience of the mental into the path of the wisdom of letting go. All lucid perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling, and imagining minds, lucid yet void, could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although tantalizing to the eye, could be ungraspable to the hand. The six-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is all minds melt into void. We come now to our second of 4 sets of mindfulness and meditation, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Quick, hopefully, what will be a very quick edit. Let's make sure this fits on the page nicely. It does. Okay. We now come to that which is known in Sanskrit as Sutra Mahamudra or Hatha Yoga, Trek Show in Tibetan, and awareness and letting go, or great completion stage, or slicing through obscuring emotions in English. So what we're going to, so every time we feel our air enter our nostrils, silently and mentally, we're going to recite the verb watch. Every time we feel our air exit our nostrils, silently and mentally, we're going to recite the verb rest. Together, let us sit and breathe and watch and rest. Quick reminder, on our right hand, we can count 16 inhalations. On our left hand, we could count 4 sets of 16 inhalations each on our left ring finger. First set, second set, third set, fourth set. This is not mandatory, but some people find it helpful. Additionally, some people find it helpful to rest the great knuckle at the base of their right index finger upon the tip of their left index finger, palms up in their lap. We come now to chest-oriented energy work, also known as Bindu Mahamudra or Honor Yoga in Sanskrit, Tikle or Lama Nal Jor in Tibetan, and Bless and Let It Go completion stage or Guru Yoga in English. No, our job is not to believe or emote or visualize. Instead, our job is simple. All we're going to do is chant the 6 syllables Lama blend with this mind. 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 We come now to our third set of mindfulness and meditation, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. That's better. Okay, let's continue. Known also as Sutra Mahamudra or Anta Yoga in Sanskrit, Chek Cho in Tibetan, and Awareness and Letting Go, Great Completion Stage, or Slicing Through Obscuring Emotions in English. I should probably add that here. And hit copy. Each time we feel our chest swell with inhalation, silently and mentally we could recite the verb watch. Every time we feel our chest sink in exhalation, silently and mentally we could recite the word chest. Despite these fancy terms and all sorts of misinformation, mindfulness is as simple as sitting and breathing and watching and resting. You might find it helpful to rest the great knuckle at the base of your right middle finger upon the tip of your left middle finger, palms up in your lap. If you, like me, are prone to arthritis, you may wish to gently adjust your legs every 15 minutes or so. We come now to loving kindness, the second through fifth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, known also as leaping over jealousy. We could also describe it as mantra meditation. Let us chant an explanation of this 10-syllable mantra now. O Majradhara, the swift and courageous Vatutare, you drive away all fears. Heroine Vature, fulfilling all aims with Soha, may all be as beneficial as you. Let us begin by bringing the mental into the path of love. May all minds of all beings know me as joyfully enlightened as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha, symbolized by a bija when syllable seed mantra tam articulate drop. The 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is bija wise for all minds. And now we come to the actual mantra meditation. As we breathe in, silently and mentally, we could recite bija wise for all minds. This is not something we believe. This is not something we visualize. It's simply something we silently and mentally recite to exercise our neural pathways responsible for empathy. During our exhalation, silently and mentally, we relax as best we can. Let's try this again. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath for a total of 8 breaths. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa, 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 Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa, 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 Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suwa. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Sowa. 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 Now let us bring our experience of the interpersonal into the path of love. May all relationships, communication of speech of all beings now be as peacefully loving as a real or imagined Buddha speech or communication symbolized by this horizontal ten-syllable mantra. The six-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is mantra love for all speech. This brings us to the mantra meditation. As we breathe in, silently and mentally, we could lovingly wish mantra love for all speech. As we exhale, we could physically relax as best we could, while silently and mentally, while striving to chant, well, that was incorrect, while verbally striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath, for a total of 8 breaths. Om Tare Nu Nare Nure Sowa. 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 Om Tare Du 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 Nare Nure Sowa. Om Tade Du Dade Du Re So Wa. 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 Okay, so an individual Nate wrote, it seems complicated when you're doing this. I don't understand what the fingers. Okay, let's see. There's a blue arrow. Okay, so it depends on what we're talking about. We're talking about the silent meditation or the mantra meditation. If it's for the silent meditation, hang on, and I'll address that in just a few more minutes. We're going to continue with our mantra meditation currently in practice. We're going to bring our experience of the physical into the path of love. If you are on the clock app and you wish to chant with us, you are invited to join us on the Tube app. May all bodies or forms of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist statuary of the blissful body of a Devi or Yidam, an archetype of enlightenment such as Green Tata. So we're using Green Tata as a metaphor. The six-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted is quite simply Yidam health for all forms. It's just a loving wish. That's all. This brings us to our third set of mantra meditations. During our inhalation, we could lovingly wish Yidam health for all forms. During our exhalation, we can physically relax as best we can while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath for a total of just 4 breaths. Om Tade Du Dade Du Re So Wa. 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 This brings us to this morning's final set of exercises where we bring the circumstantial into the path of love. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the safety, good fortune, or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, land or Vati. The 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted was simply Vati boon for all lots. So yes, Nate, I'm two apps simultaneously. Because of the way the algorithms work, I have to use code and describe one as a clock app and the other is the tube app. If you're on the tube app, that's going to give you your optimal experience. So after this set of mantra meditations, I'll be able to explain the finger work to you. During our inhalation, let us lovingly wish Vati boon for all lots. During our exhalation, let's physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant the 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath for a total of 4 breaths. Om Dhani 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 Suwa 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 Om Dhani 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 Suwa. We come now to this morning's fourth and final set of mindfulness and meditation, the 6th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. This mindfulness and meditation is also known in Sanskrit as Sutra Mahamudra or Ati Yoga, in Trek Cho in Tibetan, and Awareness and Letting Go, Great Completion Stage, or Slicing Through Obscuring Emotions in English. As we feel our chest swell with inhalation, silently and mentally we could recite the verb watch. As we feel our chest sink in exhalation, silently and mentally we could recite the verb rest. Together, let us sit and breathe and watch and rest. Now, Nate, if you're still there, here we go. Sometimes people get scared that if they sit in meditation, they will lose track of time and, like Rip Van Winkle, lose a decade or two of their lives in the snap of a finger. That is why some people rely on timers. But we live in a culture where, at least in the United Corporations of America, we are seeing a rise in fascism, and sometimes devices can be, or mala, can be confiscated. And so some people take comfort in an ancient practice that some people describe as Bengali crease counting. Like any new skill, the first time one works with it, it can be a trifle overwhelming. But if practiced once every 12 hours, within a week or two, it could feel like an effortless habit. So if this is your first time, just play with the idea that we can count our inhalations on our right hand, advancing the thumb with each inhalation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I once had a student who was betrayed by a shady business partner and had him thrown in jail over the weekend. On Monday, he was released, or at least posted bail, and he shared with me that what kept him going in jail over the weekend was his ability to perform these practices independent of equipment, trappings, such as mala or incense or timers. And in the midst of the profound physical stress and emotional stress he was enduring, the physical act of Bengali crease counting was useful for him. Now, I do not wish adversity on any of my students, but I don't always get what I want. And I found in my various Dharma adventures, it's better to be safe. It's better to have a skill and not need it than need a skill and not have it. So Nate asked an additional question. In the mantra you're chanting, where does it come from? Excellent question. The mantra comes from the Buddhist tradition of Tantra, originating in India, that found its way to Tibet, and then back to India, and then back around the world. Some practices of Green Thada have found their way to China, and were incorporated into the state chanting guide, the state morning chanting guide. There are two ways to view Green Thada. From the perspective of Yang, they view Thada as an entity, real or imagined, from whom they let me rephrase that. They view Thada as a celestial entity to whom they make requests. From a yin point of view, we view Thada as a compelling archetype that we can relate to, because just like Tara, our circumstances are appearing yet non-graspable. Our bodies are sensual yet non-graspable. Our experience of the interpersonal is resounding yet non-graspable, and our experience of the mind is lucid yet non-graspable. There are various archetypes and various mantras. Many Tibetan tulkus are convinced that both the Chenrezig and the Shyamatada, let me do this in English, Droljang, that was mantras do require no tantric empowerment. I've worked with many yadams and many mantras over many decades. I really enjoy this one, and that's why I share it with you. I hope that helps. Let's meditate. Additionally, Nate, there are multiple ways. Well, first of all, in India, India is a vast continent. And so there are many, many dialects in India, many ways of pronouncing the same word. For instance, namaste in some states, namaste in other states. That's just a minor example. So it should come as a little surprise, like, look at America. We have all types of accents. We have a Californian accent, a southern accent, an eastern accent, a northern accent, don't you know? So we have all types of regional accents. So there are many ways of pronouncing the 10-syllable mantra. I find that the Tibetan style of pronouncing it, which is the one I use in class, is easiest to learn, easiest to practice, safest to practice, and it is highly efficient. Or as they would say in the Army, easy to use, easy to clean. I only know that phrase from watching movies. Let us chant. In our compassion may we long to feel being something toxic tyranny of ever. Hating, craving, and clinging, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. In our pragmatism may our liberation of all others be fueled by Following the Buddha's example, applying his instructions and cooperating with his students. Metaphorically known as the three wish-fulfilling jewels. Having sat for the better part, let's see here. Yes, Nate. Starting something new can exacerbate our anxiety. Additionally, and I'm going to jump over here for a moment, if we find ourselves actively focusing and actively analyzing in reliance upon our medial and dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, it is going to excite, is going to trigger our amygdala, the seat of both anxiety and aggression. However, when we passively cooperate with our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems to passively watch and rest in harmony with our inhalation and exhalation, then not only will that calm our amygdala, but it will gently stimulate our anterior cingulate gyrus, the seat of empathy. And so we find that what we feel during meditation can be a barometer for our application of the techniques, not to beat ourselves up, but to make the subtle adjustments that aid one on one's journey from beginner to master. Okay, so having sat for the better part of an hour, we could find it refreshing to conversationally recite the 8-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted, "May we free all through thee 3 jewels," while performing what I like to describe as spooky squat thrusts. Oh, all the way up. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Shoulder width stance. Weight on the heels of our feet. Half heel squat. May we. Full heel squat. Free all. Weight on the balls of our feet. Through thee. Three jewels. May we free all through thee. Three jewels. May we free all through thee. Three jewels. Well, that's weird. That's extra weird. Huh. Not sure what's going on with the old computer. But for those on the clock app, gonna sit on my tush on the floor. Gonna rest my heels together. Going to perform shin rows. Left hand to the right shin, right hand to the left shin. All right, let's wrap this up with our final chant. Okay. So, having some troubles back over here. There we go. Much better. Okay. Hey, Jessica. Okay. Let us conclude with the wishes for the preservation of the Buddha's teachings. May each meditation teacher truly understand the Buddha's teachings and practice master as well as teach them generously, lovingly, and wisely in the manner of centered spontaneity. May each meditation teacher spontaneously receive generous patrons, enthusiastic students, as well as devoted apprentices. And thus may many Dharma centers be successfully planted, nurtured, and flourish. Oops, wrong button. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 2 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's brunch, tantric chanting, as well as effortless meditation. And if you are as geeky as me, may the force be with you always.